right. What's the next topic?
Speaking of digital games, I recently downloaded the Overwatch beta. So you were able to, like I was stating before earlier in the show, you were able to play it from, I think, the third, I mean, it might be the first, if you pre-ordered the game. Obviously, I haven't pre-ordered the game. I didn't really even have this game on my list. I wanted to try out the beta on PC, but Blizzard wasn't fortunate enough to send me an email. A bunch of people, random people, got emails saying you could play the beta. I wasn't one of them, because screw Jerrad, right? The beta was going to be available for anybody, 5th to the 9th, PS4, Xbox One, PC, right? May 4th, which is 2 days ago now of recording this episode, I was like, oh, maybe I can pre-download it, right? So I go to download, I go to the store and I click search Overwatch beta. Pops up, I download it. I'm like, okay, cool, I probably can't access it till 12 tonight, right? It was already like 6 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon. I go to play it, I go click on it just to see if it worked, because I'm like, oh, maybe it works. I got to play it. So I was able to access it half a day early. And it wasn't anywhere on the Xbox like home screen or anywhere in the games app. I went and searched for it to download it. So maybe because I actually went and searched for it and it wasn't like publicly available, I was able to get in. Game's fantastic. I think a lot of people are comparing this to Battleborn, and I think that's unfair. I think they're different games. If you talk about specifically the multiplayer, they are very similar. They're first-person, objective-based games, but I don't think they're necessarily going for the same thing. So when I was talking about Battleborn and we were talking about our impressions, Jordan, I was saying the multiplayer aspect of it felt very MOBA-esque like.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it was a bit slower of a game to me, it felt like. With Overwatch, it's very fast. So Battleborn is more Battlefield-esque, and this one's more Call of Duty-esque as far as speed of the gameplay. Characters are great. Battleborn also had that going for it. This game is just so addictively fun. The characters are interesting. The characters are cool. I played as a guy named Hanzo who has a bow. They have abilities. They have ultimates too. But this one, it seems like this one's better at explaining the gameplay. So for you, you said that it seems like it was a lot going on, right? It was too complicated. This game, even the tutorial level, Blizzard is very good at the tutorial introductions to things. I don't know if either of you have played Hearthstone. They're very good at introducing you to things you're not familiar with and getting you familiar. They make things very vanilla. They shrink it down and they make it very digestible. I think the game is fantastic. It's a game that it wasn't even on my radar buying, and I'm actually going to be buying it and probably pre-ordering it. And when it comes out on the 24th, it's just so fun. It's hectic gameplay. If you guys have seen any of the trailers, they have really cool characters. There's Tracer, who there was a controversy about a post she had. They have this giant gorilla scientist named Winston. They have a lot of very cool characters. They have a guy named Reaper, who's essentially the Grim Reaper that carries around 2 shotguns. And they all have interesting mechanics. So, for instance, Reaper, his ultimate is he basically spins in a circle and says, die, 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 and he shoots everything around in a straight circle. And whenever somebody dies, he can pick up their souls to gain health. But that's not for every character. So, for instance, Hanzo, the character I was playing, is his passive is he could scale buildings, right? And he's an archer, so it's kind of like fits into his build, right? So I can shoot from distances, right? And his ultimate is I shoot an arrow that actually spawns a giant dragon that flies in a little spiral and kills everything in its path. There's a lot of strategy to it. The gameplay is really cool. So it's not just simple domination, objective-based things. They switch it up. There's points where you have to hold a certain point for a certain amount of time, and if they capture it, then they have to capture the second point. There's ones where you have to guide something across the map. Like, it changes it up a lot. And I don't know if that's just for the beta. Maybe you can get specific game modes when the actual game comes out. But it's fun. And when it comes to video games, that's a primary factor. Like, is the gameplay solid? Is it fun? And it hits both of those. If neither of you have played the beta, right? I know you guys aren't really multiplayer kind of guys, right?
No, but I did remember to put it on my game release calendar on my phone, and I'm definitely thinking I'll probably jump in at some point and try it out at least, because I've been thinking since, I saw that they were, when they originally announced the game, it was just PC, and then they did decide to come to console, so yeah, I've been thinking about it.
What about you, Dom?
Yeah, I'm not too big into the multiplayer stuff, and this game in particular just never grabbed me. So yeah, not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
I will say I'm enjoying Battlefront, but it's almost killing me that I have to play with other people.
Yeah, it's tough. I wish Battlefront just had a campaign, and I'd be.
Yeah.
I dried out of it pretty quickly after a month.
I'd even have fun with bots. But as far as Overwatch goes, it does look like a great game that I could. I think I'll definitely play it. Maybe if I wait a year and pay like $20 for it or something.
Even if you're not interested in the game, Dom, you should check out. They do like these cinematic like stories. They're not really trailers. They just tell stories about the characters, and they're animated really well. They look like a Pixar movie. Like even if you don't want to play the game at all, just the characters are fantastically done. It's really cool. Like
nope. I won't do it. I'm stuck in my ways. I won't do it.
Oh God. Yeah, it's a fun game. I like multiplayer games because it gives me a chance to bond with friends who I don't get to spend a lot of time with who live in different cities and stuff. I do appreciate single player experiences a lot, but the multiplayer games are really fun, and I'm a very competitive person, so I like being better than people at things. So being able to... The cool thing is, I want to explain this real quick before we get off the topic, because I know you guys didn't really play it or anything, but the first game I went in didn't have any familiarity with the actual game. I've seen some clips and stuff. The character I was playing at that's an archer, he has an ability where you get an arrow, and once it bounces off a wall, it splits into a bunch of arrows, and they bounce in a bunch of different directions, right? Physics-based, so depending on where you hit, it bounces off of that. 5 minutes into the game, I come up like this little chute. I'm in this like little trolley with the hole on the outside of it. I see an enemy down below me. I bounce an arrow off of the wall. It bounces down, hits two things, and then hits the guy, and I kill him. So right there was a wow moment. Like when you play games, there's like moments you want to share with friends, right? So it was definitely, I was like, oh, this is cool. The cool thing about this
Xbox, record that.
Exactly. The cool thing about this game that I like over a lot of other multiplayer games, and Dom, you might agree with me on this. When you played COD 4, don't you think it would be cool that if you had a really cool kill streak in a game, at the end of the game it would show you, from your perspective, getting that kill streak and show everybody else how badass you are? Don't you think that would have been cool? Like a play of the game?
Well, doesn't that happen? Like the final kill?
Well, that's a kill cam, but I'm saying like a play of the game. Like if this happened in the middle of the game, this wasn't at the end. Like it's like play of the game, and you just went on this massive streak, right? And everybody got to see it. In Overwatch, it does that. It picks somebody as the play of the game, and it's not just kill based. I've seen people get it with support play of like making sure people are healed and stuff. So it doesn't just focus on kills. You get a play of the game, and it shows somebody just doing work, and it's really cool because you get it like, oh yeah, that was my moment in the game, right? Whereas with Call of Duty, it's the last kill cam, which sometimes it's a guy not playing and somebody shoots him and you win the game, right? It's kind of anticlimactic. Another thing with this that's really cool is the loot system. You get a bunch of stuff. Like it's not like a MOBA where you have to pay for a bunch of stuff. They just give you a bunch of stuff. You get voice packs, you get poses. In very PC game fashion, Dom, you can there's spray that you can put on the wall. I don't know if you're familiar with that with like CSGO and stuff like that, but you can usually spray walls with like a certain like decal that you make, and in this game you have that, which is pretty cool. I just appreciate these PC centered companies making their games for the console. Like Rocket League being on PS4 and Xbox is really cool. Blizzard shifting their games over to consoles is really cool. Smite being on both. I just like that these. Usually it's the other way around of like console companies making PC games, obviously, like PC ports. But it's cool that PC games are now shifting and making stuff for console, because before I had a gaming PC, I would have never played a lot of these games because they never came to console. So,
I mean, yeah, I'm not your traditional PC gamer, right? Any game that you think of as a PC game, I'm pretty much not into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I started on consoles. I like the games that are on consoles. Yeah, I play them on PC, granted, always with a controller.
Yeah.
Right? And sitting back on my couch. So I'm not.
You're a console gamer.
Traditional...
You're a console gamer via PC.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. I understand where you're coming from. Overwatch is a fun time. If you haven't downloaded the beta, if you're listening to this on Sunday, it'll be. What'll Sunday be? What's today? The 6th. So it'll be the 8th. You'll have today and tomorrow if you're listening to this on SoundCloud to download and play it. It's really cool. It's really fun. Definitely check it out. I don't want to go too far on this because I know it's definitely a topic you guys don't have a lot to say about, so I'll just leave it there. Hey guys, Jerrad here, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button, and if you really like us, hit that subscribe button so you can be tuned in and updated whenever we upload a new video. If you haven't been following us on Twitter, that's CTRLINT, @controlled interests. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one.